Oh, hey, smoking pot is definitely something I needed in my life. Yeah. Should I get some more?
Yeah, sure.
Yo, hey, you got some of that pot for me?
No, I'm all out. I only got this.
Mafia 2? Nah, fuck that. I sold mine.
Take it or leave it, alright?
Can I get high on it?
Stop asking questions.
I'll take one. Joey, I just got something new to get stoned on. Where the f did he go? Oh, you again. Well, I couldn't get more pop, but I did get Mafia 2. Don't know if I can get stoned on it, but I don't care. Damn, someone must have done a number on this one. Maybe Ace smoked on it or something. I hope not, but before getting stoned on Mafia 2, I want to learn more about what I'm getting stoned on, for safety reasons. Mafia 2 was developed and published by CackJack, originally called Illusion Software, before being bought up by Take-Two Interactive in 2008. But what came before Mafia 2? That is fucking crazy! Mafia, originally titled Gangster, was set to release in the year 2000, but got delayed due to the change of the game engine, and it got rescheduled to 2002. At the time, Mafia was compared by the video game magazine Game Informer to GTA 3 in a good way. GTA 3 had been released a year prior, and Game Informer claimed that it was okay to take a well-working formula and mix it up a little. Mafia 1 is much more realistic than GTA 3 and focuses more on the environment and atmosphere instead of immersiveness in the open world. The game takes place in the 1930s instead of GTA 3, which took place in the present day when it came out. And oh boy, does this game nail the Mafia atmosphere. And the game had a very great story, the best in any Mafia game in my opinion. But that's all I got to say about Mafia 1. I actually haven't played it. I have played the remake, so that's how I know the story, but other than that, I'm clueless. Anyway, Mafia 1 did not sell that much, but regardless, it was a light game. But how about a sequel? You're pulling a Super Smash Bros. Brawl on us with that release date. Mafia 2 released almost 10 years later from Mafia 1. Compare that to Rockstar, who were pumping out GTA games like it was Christmas every year. With the long wait, this gave Mafia 2 something I like to call pressure. Development began in 2003. Originally, the game was set to release on the Xbox and PS2, but in 2005 it got pushed to the Xbox 360 and PS3 after numerous difficulties with development of the game engine. It was first revealed in August of 2007 at Leipzig Game Convention, and in 2009 a melee combat presentation was shown, showing the game's melee system, and more of the game was shown that same year at Gamescom, and 1 year later, Mafia 2 was released in August of 2010. However, some of the footage that was shown at Gamescom the year prior was cut from the final game. What? Yeah, that's right. Multiple things in Mafia 2 were cut. I feel like I've been stabbed in the heart! I tried finding reasons as to why, and I have seen many say that the new studio, who bought up Illusion Software, the production wanted it released quickly, and because of that, Mafia 2 got rushed, which led to much of the content being cut. In the original version, melee combat had more weapons, like baseball bats and knives. There was also supposed to be a license to carry mode, side missions, more detailed minimap, buying properties, and so much more. And the lead writer of the game, Daniel Vavra, who also wrote the story for Mafia 1, left the studio in 2009, 1 year before the release. After his departure, the ending, which was supposed to have 4 alternate endings, depending on the player's choices in the game, was changed to only 1, and other missions were cut as well. For example, there was supposed to be an entire story with just Vito in Sicily, but instead it was just crammed into 1 chapter. Yeah, Mafia 2 is the definition of this. But despite all of that, Mafia 2 was a success, doubling in sales compared to the first. Sure, this is not GTA number of sales, but it's 4 million still. And even in this fucked up world, that still means something. Okay, I think I'm educated enough to get high on this game, but I wouldn't want to do it alone, so I'm gonna see if there's anybody else out there that wants to get stoned on Mafia 2. I'm sending this to you out there who wants to get high on Mafia 2. Oh. Yo, what's up?
Hey, it's me, Feedbacks. I would really like to
Get high on Mafia 2?
Yes, but I can't.
Why?
I got driven over by a taxi.
Alright, interesting. Well, while you're here, can you do me a favor and Google what happens if you get high on a Mafia 2 disc that is a little scratched?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm sending this to you out there who wants to get high on Mafia 2 and that hasn't been driven over by a taxi. Oh, who's that?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, Peanut, no taxi drove you?
No, I drove over there myself.
Are you here for the reason I think?
Yeah, I even brought my own copy.
Wait, do you get high on Mafia 2 often?
Yeah, man.
Here, I got it from me.
Oh, cool.
So, you know how to get stoned on Mafia 2?
Oh yeah, big time. There are 10 steps to get high on Mafia 2. First step is to play it. The other 9 vary from every game copy, so I can't tell you those.
Well, I hope you know your things right. This disc is a little scratched, by the way. I think A got stoned on his own product.
Shut the up, you idiot.
What? I've done nothing!
No, you didn't, but this disc is
What?
special.
Special how? The scratches? That's still gonna make you high, how does that matter?
No, I'm telling you, this one is special. It was created by Vito Scaletta and forged by him to control the world. And that almost became reality.
So, what happened? Did he lose it in some kind of big battle by getting his fingers cut off or something?
No, he dropped it or something, I don't know. It went missing for years, like Flying Koopa Troopa did. And now it's in your pocket.
Wait, Flying Koopa Troopa is still missing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, whatever.
So I own something created by some dark lord to take over the world?
Yeah, pretty much.
How the hell are we supposed to get high on this?
The 10 steps, remember.
Okay, fine. Well, here it is. Do you want to do the honors?
Yeah. You ruined the great part!
So hey, turns out your disc is created by some dark lord.
Oh, why did you have to ruin it like that?
I don't know. Bad timing, I guess.
Shut the up, I wanna start this now.
Oh,
Boy! Yeah!
are these the 10 steps then?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's start with the most addictive part of the game.
Gameplay and story?
Yeah.
The story in Mafia 2 begins at the end, with Vito reminiscing about his life.
So we already done the steps then?
I don't know, maybe. You again? What do you want?
A wise guy, once said, with great power comes great responsibility.
God damn it! That's not even a gangster quote!
How do you know that? You said you don't watch that kind of stuff.
He's right.
Well, whatever.
Mafia 2 begins at the end, with our main character Vito looking at the past. We learn that Vito and his friend Joe started doing some funny business, and Vito eventually got pinched and was sent into Sicily to fight off the Nazis. The first mission is essentially just a World War II shooter, but it is a good way to introduce weapon combat, but it's a very short chapter since it's just one mission. Again, we were supposed to get a full story with Vito in Sicily, but I guess compromises have to be made. In the end of the mission, we see how a mob boss easily takes control of the situation, and Vito becomes inspired by this. The next chapter is called Home Sweet Home, and this is where we actually get to the city that the game takes place in. Empire Bay is mainly based on New York, but also has some elements from LA, like the Hollywood sign. The map of Mafia 2 is very detailed, and there are many different parts. We got the rich quarters, the slum ones, and of course all of the ethnic quarters, like Little Italy, Chinatown, Irish quarters, and the Afro-American quarters. There are also ports, industries, you name it. And speaking about the map, in Mafia 2 there exist different types of stores that are scoured across Empire Bay. For example, clothing stores, diners, gas stations, gun shops, body shops, and bars. There's also some locations in the game that are only accessible in the story missions, like the Cat House, Bruno's house, the Triad's main quarter, the inside of the observatory, and so on. But if we're gonna talk about Mafia 2, we need to talk about
Getting high?
No, instead the cars and the driving. Personally, I think the driving mechanics in this game are some of the best I have ever seen. Of course, I'm no expert, but to me driving feels realistic, but also a little wanky at the same time, which to me is how it should be in a video game. You can steal cars by either breaking the window of the car, or if you want to be a little more sneaky, you can use lockpicks. There are many different cars in this game, and it's extra cool when you change to 1951, and now you have all these new cars to fuck around with.
Yeah, cool and all, but when are we reaching that 10th step?
I said I don't know. We'll just have to dig deeper, I guess.
The weapons you can use are revolvers and pistols, which there are 5 of, and automatic weapons, which there exist 5 of as well. These are fun. And 1 shotgun, as well as 2 SMGs. And lastly, the 2 throwables, grenade and molotovs. These are fun. One thing that Mafia 2 carries on from the first is the realism. You see, unlike the GTA games, the Mafia games have more realism in them, as I mentioned before. In Mafia 2, you can pay for gas, and the gas in the cars can even run out if you drive long enough. And policemen will give you a ticket if you drive too fast, and NPCs can even slip on ice during the winter. Now, yeah, these things aren't necessary, but they contribute to a more realistic vibe to the game. The police system, for example, is very realistic, and it's one of the best I have seen in an open world gangster game. There exist 4 stars in the game, and getting 1 star is usually through driving too fast or bumping in with another driver. You get 2 stars by, for example, holding up a weapon in front of a policeman or colliding with police cars. When you get 1 or 2 stars, policemen will try to arrest you, but you can bribe them if you have the money, otherwise you have to resist arrest. And this is where you get 3 stars. And that basically means you're at war with the police, who will try to shoot you, and more police patrols will be sent out to hunt you down. You also get 3 stars by killing civilians in front of policemen or just killing the policemen. You get 4 stars if you kill multiple people, and this is where policemen will bring out their shotguns and Thompsons. This is fun. You get wanted by the police if you get more than 3 stars, and if they see you, they will pull out their weapon and try to shoot you. To avoid this, either change your clothes in a clothing store or calling and bribing the police by using a telephone booth. Your car can also be wanted, and to avoid this, either get a new one or change the license plate on the car in the body shop. Now, this police system has depth to it. It's not like GTA, where if you get 2 stars, they will just shoot at you immediately. Instead, in this game, they try to arrest you or give you a ticket in the beginning, and if you resist that, that's where they will pull out the big guns. There is also mafiosos and gangsters roaming around the street, and if you try to shoot them, they will fire back at you. Anyways, back to the actual chapter. Home Sweet Home is a basic introduction, but an effective one at that. We get introduced to Joe, our partner in crime, as well as Vito's mom and sister. Vito's mom warns Vito not to get in any funny business with Joe, who low-levelly works for mob boss Alberto Clemente, and advises Vito to instead take a job at the port. Meanwhile, Vito finds a man harassing his sister due to Vito's father being in debt to the man. Vito beats him up, and here we get to learn the combat system. This is definitely a good combat system compared to, say, GTA, where you spam buttons. This is more thought out and challenging. After that, Vito does his first job for Joe, and this is where we learn lockpicking as well as getting introduced to Giuseppe and Bruschi. The next chapter, Vito starts working at the port, but as it turns out, after working some, Vito realizes that the regularness of everyday life is too hard for him, so he quits. But Derek and his friend Steve, who own the place and who also has ties to the mob, decides to give Vito a new, more interesting job: assault. Vito is forced to beat up the guys who work for Derek and won't pay him. After that, we get to Freddy's bar, where we get introduced to Joe's fellow associate Henry, and Henry gives us a job. And boom! Next chapter. In this chapter, we rob a jewelry store with Joe, but an Irish gang robs the place at the same time. Vito and Joe are luckily able to get out, and the Irish gang gets arrested. Chapter 5. In this chapter, we meet Luca, who gives us a job to kill one of Clemente's associates who's not paying, with MG42s. Now this is fun. After killing the guy, we escape as we get to the next chapter. Oh fuck, we're in prison. In prison, we start some kind of fight club, and we get picked on by one of the Irish guys that got pinched because of us a couple of missions ago. And we are forced to kill him. In the fight club, you learn new fighting moves. Weirdly enough, when you go back to use these in older missions, you can actually use them. Yeah, it's a little weird. But anyway, in prison, we get introduced to Leo Galante.
Yes! Why are you so excited? It's just an old man.
Trust me, this guy is the shit.
Leo Galante is the shit, because he helps us reduce our prison sentence, and boom, we're out, now in 1951.
Not 20 fucking years.
What?
Nothing, it's just a stupid old Scarface reference.
What is it with you two and references?
You talking to me?
That's it, I'm hanging up!
Chapter 7. Joe now works for underboss Eddie, who works for mob boss Carlo Falcone. Eddie, Vito and Joe head out to the
Bada Bing?
What's that?
Just another old Scarface reference.
Do you want to watch it after this?
Sure, but it's best served high. So let's wait till then.
Drive like my fucking grandmother, you know that?
They head out to the cat house, and there Eddie invites Vito to work for him. After that, Vito, Joe and Eddie go out to bury a body while being drunk as fuck. This mission is very weird, but I love it. We just get to spend some time with our fellow gangsters. Next chapter is chapter 8, and here we steal a lot of cigarettes, but the Greasers gang catch up to us. To get revenge, we team up with Steve to burn up the restaurant, and we go to the main quarters where the Greasers are heavily armed. So a typical Mafia 2 shootout happens and the Greasers are cleaned up. Chapter 9, Balls and Beans. In this chapter we are sent to kill that Luca guy from before that was in Clemente's crew. He has kidnapped son of Falcone's man in a pork store.
Satrialis? Scarface reference?
To get inside, we need to go through the sewers, and this is where the stealth gameplay comes into play again from the early chapters. If you cause too much attention, the kidnaps will be shot, and you will have to retry. But if you succeed, well, another typical Mafia 2 shootout happens, and Luca is killed. After that, we drive to the Maltese Falcon, and that's where we and Joe finally get made.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You only live but once. I'll let the good times roll.
Chapter 10, Room Service.
Is this the last step?
Don't be ridiculous. We're still like on step 2 or something.
Believe what you believe, but I think this is the last step.
Believe what you believe, but I do not think this is the last step.
Whatever, let's just keep going.
Yeah, because we got made last chapter, we now live in a house. In this chapter, Vito and Joe decide to fuck over Clemente by blowing him up in his hotel. We disguise ourselves as whatever the fuck, and we then plan a bomb. But the bomb blows up early, and another typical Mafia 2 shootout happens, and then we chase down Clemente and kill him. And yeah, that's room service.
See? That was not the last step.
I don't believe you still.
Chapter 11, Henry's back. Yeah, and he's not happy because he still works for Clemente and he knows what we and Joe did at the hotel. Later on we meet Eddie at the Maltese Falcon and we introduce him to Henry and ask if Henry can work for the Falcone family. Eddie tells us the Vinci family might make a move against them due to them selling drugs which Vinci despises and that they might have to take out the family's consigliere Leo Galante.
No!
Eddie gives the job to Henry to prove his loyalty, and since we're friends with Leo, we have to go to him and warn him. Here you can get different scenarios. If you stand in the shower, for example, Henry will eliminate you and Leo because he doesn't see that Vito is there. In other scenarios, we survive, so that's great.
Fuck yeah! What is it with you and this old guy?
I don't know, he's just cool.
We make a deal with Henry that Leo gets to live, and we drive Leo to the train station where he takes off. Meanwhile, Vito's sister has a Connie Corleone situation, meaning that her husband is being abusive to her. So Vito becomes Sonny Corleone, which means that he beats up his sister's boyfriend. Vito meets with his sister again and tells her that he will kill the guy next time if he hurts her, which Vito's sister is terrified of and tells Vito to stay away from her and Eric. Later on that night, Irishmen arrive to Vito's place and they burn up his house. Vito escapes and goes to Joe, and later on they go to the Irishman's bar and fuck the place up. Joe then gives us a new shitty apartment that we can stay at. Chapter 12. Henry offers us to do a drug deal with the Chinese triads. We loan money from this guy called Bruno to afford to buy the drugs, and then we do the deal. But as usual, the deal goes wrong because some other gangsters dressed as policemen try to steal our drugs. So another typical Mafia 2 shootout happens, and Vito and the gang are able to escape and sell the drugs off.
They're teasing us, man. All this talk about drugs.
Well, this is a game to get high on, so what did you expect? And you should know, you get high on this game all the time.
Whatever.
Chapter 13. Okay, so Carlo Falcone found out about the deal and now wants a cut. So now we can't pay back Bruno, and Henry tells us to meet him at the Lincoln Park, where, oh damn, to get revenge we bust into the Triad's place and another typical Mafia 2 shootout happens.
I love it when another typical Mafia 2 shootout happens.
We capture one of the Triad's enforcers, Wang, who on the death threat tells us that Henry is an informant. Vito and Joe refuses to believe this, and Joe finishes Wang off. Joe and Vito get home and are now worried because A, they don't have enough money to pay back Bruno, and B, a war might break out between the Triads and Carlo Falcone if the Triads think Falcone was behind Vito and Joe's massacre, and C, Henry's dead. Chapter 14. Okay, we're almost done. So in this chapter, Joe and Vito kill a familiar face, and then Vito goes to work for Derek, but it's revealed that Derek killed Vito's dad, and so now we must get revenge in this frustrating and super unfair mission! You see, there are two main sections in this mission. First up, you fight off some goons at the port, and then you go inside Derek's work building and kill more of Derek's goons and Derek himself. The problem is, there are no checkpoints in this entire mission. So if you just fuck up a little, well, too bad for you. And not only that, but the second part of the mission is just super unfair. Enemies are shooting at you from all directions, and if you try to hide behind an object, they will either go down to shoot you, or they will just throw molotovs at you, basically meaning that it doesn't matter where you hide. And all of this is extra frustrating when you have no checkpoints at all.
Oh, fuck off!
If you want to avoid this bullshit, driving down with a car into the sea allows you to go into Derek's office. And from here, it's much easier to take out Derek's men. We kill Derek, and after that, Joe goes missing, so we have to go look for him. We get captured by Frank Vince's men, who also kidnapped Joe. We are able to free ourselves, and then another typical Mafia 2 shootout happens, but this time there are checkpoints.
Thank fucking God.
The last thing that happens in the chapter is Vito paying back Bruno, who reveals that it was him who lent the money to Vito's father and then forced Vito's sister and mother to pay it back. Whew. Chapter 15. We're finally here now. Vito reflects about the current events and realizes that maybe this life wasn't the best. We get a phone call from Eddie who tells us to meet Carlo Falcone at the observatory. As we go out, Leo Galante and Mr. Shu, the Triad's leader, approaches us and tells us to go into their car. Leo knows about what Vito and Joe did at the Triads and confirms that Henry was indeed a rat, and Carlo is not letting Vito slide for standing up for a rat, so Leo and Mr. Shu give Vito the job to kill Carlo Falcone to resolve the conflict. And this is where the final battle begins, with another typical Mafia 2 shootout.
They couldn't have done it better.
Except this time, it's very long, but it does have checkpoints.
Yes!
The shootout ends with us confronting Carlo Falcone. Joe is there too, and he decides to help Vito take down Carlo. After killing Falcone, Leo picks us up, Vito and Joe go in separate cars, and Joe's car goes in a different direction, with Leo Galante adding,
Sorry, kid. Joe wasn't part of our deal.
and then the game just sort of ends. Well, at least it didn't cut to black. And that is Mafia 2's story. It didn't make me high, but it's pretty good. However, it could have been better. Some plot lines like Derek killing Vito's father and Henry being a rat felt like last minute ideas that were thrown into the story. And the story was supposed to be longer. Heck, that story mode in Sicily was supposed to be as long as the game itself. Henry being a rat was actually something that was not in the original script when Daniel Vavra was still working on Mafia 2. In the original script, Henry was framed to be a rat by Carlo Falcone to drive the Triads and the Vinci family against each other. But after Vavra left, they just changed it to Henry actually being a rat, which was sort of stupid. I mean, he didn't really have a reason to be one. And of course, the ending is very abrupt. Originally, there was supposed to be multiple endings with multiple outcomes, but that was also scrapped. Instead, we just got this. I do, however, like the fact that Joe and Vito never met each other again after the ending. Leo Galante knew that mixing these two would not be a good idea because they caused so much chaos. And well, that's Mafia. Oh, fuck, these exist. Yes, Mafia 2 has 3 DLCs, and let's summarize them quick.
They are fucking bullshit.
All you do is go to a mission on the map, get a lazy PNG that tells you what you're supposed to do, then you go there, and then usually another typical Mafia 2 shooter happens, and then you repeat that for what feels like eternity, and then you're done.
What the hell is this? A GTA game?
And yeah, that's basically these DLCs in a nutshell. There's also time limits here for every single mission. I mean, not every mission needs one, so what's the point of it being there? It's just pointless. And that's exactly what these DLCs are. Pointless.
Well, if they're pointless, who cares? Let's just move on and get high. Let me just finish.
In 2 of the DLCs, you play as this Jimmy guy that has nothing to do in the main story. Yeah, talk about lame. He has no personality at all. He's basically just a Mr. X kind of guy that the player can fuck around with. But how about the adventures of Joe? This should actually be playable. Well, the first mission is pretty fun. It takes place right after Vito gets arrested in chapter 6, and you hunt down the guy that snitched on Vito. And then you chase after the policeman who arrested Vito, and then find them in some secret base, and then you drive on ice. But after that, we get a 5-year-long time jump, and then it just becomes just like the Jimmy DLCs.
In other words, fucking garbage. Good. Are you done now? Yeah, I think so.
And that's Mafia. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, collectibles exist in this game, both wanted posters and Playboy magazines. Wanted posters can be found all over the place in the city, and these are actually pictures of the developers of the game. How cool is that? And the Playboys? Well, you find this hidden in different locations and missions. I don't really like the Playboys, but whatever, that's basically Mafia 2. Honestly, a great game, one of the best of its era. Sure, I'm a little biased, but really, it's a good game. However, it's sad to see this game as a little of missed potential, as a lot of the things in this game were cut, sadly, both from the story, the gameplay, and from the open world. But what we still got is pretty awesome, and definitely my favorite Mafia game, and one of my favorite games of all time for that matter. But now, let's get high.
Yeah, let's do it. But how? Well, there are 10 steps to get high in Mafia 2. So it should be chapter 10.
Can you stop with that?
No. Trust me on this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah!
What now?
I don't know. Wait a minute. The bridge.
What bridge?
I remember now. Vito forged the great disc on the Highbrook Bridge.
So that's where we're gonna get high.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna get high.
That's right.
What the hell is happening?
I have no fucking clue.
Vito, what the fuck?
Yes, it's me. And you've let me out.
What do you want?
I want that disc back. With it I can continue my plan to take over the world. And that disc is now in this PS3. All I need now is the case.
You are not getting this case! You're an evil video game character that has no soul!
Yeah, whatever he was saying.
Okay then.
No! Peanut! Oh.
You know, it's funny, Jacob. But this disc would have not been in your hands. You were always interesting to me. And I knew for a fact that if someone would awaken me, it would be you. Because you're stupid enough to actually care for this game. You sit in front of your stupid desk and talk about your video games and movies in front of an imaginary camera. How truly pathetic. You're no match for me, and you know there's only one way to defeat me. That is for you to use your worst enemy against me. But that is myself. And I won't let that happen.
Wait! My worst enemy? Oh, you're alive. Well, it seems like we can't get high on this disc.
Well, that's just how it is.
Should we watch Scarface?
Not without being high. Let's just rest instead.
Okay. Peanut? Where did you go? Hello? Peanut?